When you manage a call center, two of the main things you care about are staffing level and agent productivity. I'm going to show you two call center metrics that play together to give you a better understanding of your staffing level. Is it too low or too high? And these metrics will give you some insight into whether your agents understand how to use your phone system productively. The two metrics are agent available percentage and percentage of calls answered. To start, we'll define these metrics. Agent available percentage measures the amount of time an agent is available to take calls during their day. Some systems also call this idle time. It is essentially time that an agent is not on the phone and is available to take calls. In general, you're looking for this number to be low, likely somewhere in the 20 to 40% range. I give a range because this depends some on what the other duties the agent carries during the day. They may be available to take calls, but that is not entirely wasted time if they have other duties like responding to email tickets. Percentage of calls answered measures how frequently an agent picks up their phone when it rings. We want this number to be high, around 95% or above. If your phone system identifies an agent as available and routes a call to them, we want to see the agent pick up that call. It's important to note that this metric doesn't really work in ring simultaneous environments. In those cases, everyone would have really low percentage of calls answered because the system rings the whole team, but only one person can actually answer each call. But in ring longest idle or round robin environments, you want to shoot for 95% plus. So, benchmark your agents against the numbers. Here's an example chart showing this in Brightmetrics. The blue bar is percentage of calls answered, and the green bar is idle percentage or available percentage. In general, we see that this call center does a good job of answering their calls, as most agents are in the high 90s, but we do see they are hovering above our goal of 20 to 40% for available time. Here's a snapshot of a matrix that will help you quickly understand what your own data means. We have available time on the x-axis with low and high relative to that recommended 20 to 40% range. Then we have percentage of calls answered on the y-axis with low and high relative to 95%. Say that you find yourself in the upper left-hand corner where you have agents that are highly available, 50, 60% or above, and you have a high 95% plus answer rate. That's a pretty clear indication that you're overstaffed. Your agents aren't struggling to pick up their phone, and they are highly available during the day. In this case, perhaps you need to downsize through attrition or redistribute agents across your organization to help in other areas. Moving down from there, if you find your agents are highly available but they're not picking up their phone consistently, it's an indication that they need some coaching. We most commonly see this when agents don't know how to log themselves out or put themselves into release from the call center. For example, if an agent goes to lunch but doesn't log out, the system will continue to field them calls because it thinks they are available. They obviously are not, so they're going to score very poorly on their answer rate. This also hurts your customers because they now have to wait while ringing through an agent who is never actually going to answer. Coach your agents to log out or go into release when they aren't available to take calls. Also, many systems have safeguards that will automatically log an agent out or put them into release when they miss a call. This may be worth implementing if you find yourself in this quadrant. The good correlation is in the upper right, where you find agents availability in that 20 to 40% range and they are answering 95% or more of their calls. In general, you shouldn't see the lower right correlation happening. Those two measurements are usually mutually exclusive because if your agents are not available, it means they are not engaged on calls and likely picked up their phone when it rang. So, that is a great way to understand your staffing level and whether or not your agents are trained properly on your call center software. For more metrics like these, visit brightmetrics.com.